If you were Prince Harry, you might want to have a word with your wife. Well, 100%, absolutely. You see, the problem that Harry has is he's lost all control of the narrative. Not just the narrative, but indeed exactly his life. He's let himself become, as the Queen famously said, a little bit too much in love. And now as he tries to rein this back in, well, seemingly there are bigger and bigger problems. Let me explain. Morning, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Nice to have your company. By the way, I'm glad you enjoyed my video regarding the lost world of the retail, as it were. I know a lot of you said things have to move on and stuff, but that's the things you miss, isn't it? When you went into the high street, you saw familiar names that you were comfortable with, you knew what they stood for. I don't know about you, but now when you go up and down Oxford Street in the very heart of London, this particular mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, it's like Vape City. You just see that and those cheap, tacky sweet shops. There's nothing worthwhile coming down Oxford Street for. What a mess we've turned our high streets in. More importantly, what a mess he's turned London in. But that's another story. Now let's get back to this. The last time Meghan Markle literally stepped foot in New York, it was catastrophic, if you remember. She was in that gold Baker foil dress, remember that? And more importantly, of course, she was going to be, 4 hours harassed in and around Manhattan. So much so that her former biographer and friend took to the airwaves to say it was catastrophic and things were just absolutely terrible, if you remember all of that. Of course, there was this big bash against the NYPD, and basically the New York City Police Department hit back, and including the mayor, who basically laughed their claims out of the water by saying it was ridiculous. There was no way that during that time, literally, you could have been in such a car chase. But Harry, as I told you, as late as last year, was still pushing ahead, wanting to know what the New York City Police Department were actually doing. Right? Now, what they did was look into it and found out that the yellow cab that you took and the guy's statement, the bottom line was that was enough for them to, make sure they believed that you were not in that serious danger. However, as a matter of courtesy, and as ever we have to say allegedly, the New York City Police Department said naturally they would keep an extra eye over on Prince Harry should and when he returned back to New York City. Must be nice if the rest of you could get that. A little bit like here in London, you get the picture. But moving forward, here's where it gets even more difficult for Harry, because, as I said, his wife rocked up to help promote her cooking show. It's got to be the worst PR strategy ever, isn't it? Turn up, then, suddenly the paps are here. No, that's not the case. Meghan's team tipped off numerous agencies about what time she would arrive, where she's going to be arriving, what she's wearing, what time she will exit, etc. This was a cold, calculated PR strategy move. A crap one, a rubbish one, nonetheless, but nonetheless tipped off to the mainstream media. And this is, of course, to try and get as much exposure for Meghan ahead of this streaming. Now, again, here's where it gets really difficult, because clearly Harry either doesn't know, doesn't care, or doesn't want to get involved. But this makes it very difficult, because Meghan's trip to New York literally came without any catastrophic problems whatsoever, seemingly because she was curating the media and the strategy behind the scenes. But if they try to do that particular trick again and claim that they need extra security each and every time they go to that wonderful city of New York, it's simply going to fall on deaf ears, because now Meghan has cooked her own goose. You like that analogy with a cooking show? Simply because, of course, if she can turn up one time with no problems, then she can turn up numerous times. It's a little bit like Prince Harry entering back here into the United Kingdom, seemingly with no problems whatsoever. But when he brings the showboating family, well, suddenly we're supposed to pay. Either way, it's always interesting to see exactly how Harry will react to this. And one way or another, he needs to have a word with his wife about winding her neck in, tipping off the mainstream media. Right, Meghan? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.